Let's see. All right. Good evening, everyone. How y'all doing today? This is Yusuf Chowdhury once again, tuning in live from San Antonio, Texas. It is 10:01 p.m. Central Time. Jason is in the house. Thanks for that excellent question, Jason. Let me know if you're able to hear me clearly, and is there any issue with the video as well? Let me know before I continue. Oh, look at that. Jason started a watch party. Awesome. But let me know if the sound is clear and if the video is clear. Shoot in the dark essay. What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. It's always great to see familiar faces. Okay, so how is the sound, by the way, folks? Is the sound good? Let me know if the sound is good. How is the sound? How is the quality of the video? So the issue, one of the issues that I'm noticing from Restream, I think I believe the Ecom Live does very well job in terms of streaming out. I don't see any lags or any issue, and it starts quickly. But for Restream directly, for some reason, I do notice some lagging and some sort of quality. Share screen. Okay. Um. So let me know, folks. How is the sound? Is the sound good? If you all can hear me clearly, if the video is good, you need to let me know. Put it on the comment section. I see you guys watching, but nobody's either y'all answering, but I'm not able to see it. I see a comment from Periscope. I don't see any comment on Facebook. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the topic. So basically, Jason asked this question about how to do a backup or how to back up WordPress in case of a user or possible hack. It's a very excellent question, but let me try to cover certain things that every WordPress website user or every self-hosted WordPress site user need to use. Dan Ryder, Periscope is still a thing. Yes, it is. It is for sure, Dan. So let's talk about the prevention. Then after that, we'll talk about how to do that, because to do the backup is pretty simple. There's two ways. Well, actually, there's three. You can have your hosting company do the backup for you. You can have your developer do a manual backup, or you can use a plugin, and there are tons of plugins out there to do the backup. Basically, you set up a backup or restore time, just like Windows. The restore time so it can take you back to when the website was in good condition. Simple as that. But that's the answer. But let's go ahead in detail and talk about the prevention technique first. Then, when this happens, what are the options that you have to implement, right? So the first thing first, we'll talk about the prevention. So when it comes to prevention, especially for the self-hosted WordPress-based website, you have to look into themes, plugins, and web hosting, especially the web hosting. Web hosting companies really, really matter, folks, and you have to take this seriously, because sometimes when some people focus on prices only or cheap hosting, of course it can save you some money, but that doesn't mean it will be it will be great in the long run, right? So there's some hosting that I personally recommend. For example, SiteGround is one of my favorite because they have an awesome customer support service, and plus they do support WordPress sites. And besides excellent customer service, their prices are affordable. Okay, so that's the first one. Now, for higher end prices, you can look at WPEngine.com. They only specialize in hosting WordPress only. You can look at Pressable.com, GetFlywheel.com, DigitalOcean, Liquid Web. These all companies are great, but they're a little bit on the higher end of prices. So the first thing is what? You gotta make sure. I'm talking about the prevention now before your site gets hacked. You look at the hosting company. Very, very important. The second tip is you have to maintain a strong password. I know we all kind of get used to just using, and including myself, sometimes we use the same password everywhere. But believe it or not, one of the reasons for your site to get hacked because your password is very simple or basic. So try to make sure that you maintain strong password. And there are 6 tips in maintaining the strong password itself. For example, make sure the password is strong. Make sure that you can use a password generator. Any tools out there will help you generate this like a military style password. Don't ever use the username as admin. You know, most people for some reason still use that. You can use a limited login plugin. So basically what it is, it's a plugin that you can configure it in a sense that if somebody tries to enter a password incorrectly 3 times, it will basically lock the website. Okay. That was number 4 within the tip of how to have a strong password. Okay. Number 5, you can use a password manager tool. Like I'm going to share with you some right here. And you can also use a password device tool. So let me share the screen and show you some of the companies you can actually use for that. Okay. One second. Let me see if I can figure out how to share this. In Restream. Is that how you share? How does it work? Let's settings, quality now. Quality gotta be high. Why is not recommended? Recommended medium. Okay. I don't know why that's not recommended medium. Unfortunately, when I click share, it doesn't share. Share the screen. Doesn't share. Okay, in that case, let me see if I can type some of these tools that I mentioned. See if I can type it and see if it shows up. I talked about LastPass, and it shows up on YouTube and Periscope. So LastPass.com, that's one. Use that tool, LastPass.com. It's a password management tool. You can also use number one in the word password.com. That's another tool you can use for password management. And one of my favorite too, Dashlane. Dashlane and LastPass, they have like a Chrome extension that you can also use. So Dashlane. And when I talk about the device, it's called Ubico. That's YUBICO.com. YUBICO.com. This is basically like a device, like a USB device. You hook it up to your machine, to your laptop or desktop, and just tap your finger and opens up access to your website. Okay, and you can do it for other stuff. So it's pretty interesting, neat, physical. It's like a keychain as well. Okay, so you have LastPass, onepassword.com, dashlane.com, and Ubico. Okay, it shows up in Periscope and YouTube. For some reason, it's not posting on Facebook. Let me see if I can copy all these and put it on Facebook as well. Just give me a second. There we go, guys. Just bear with me. I'm sharing some of these links that I shared on YouTube and Periscope. So these are some of the tools that I mentioned, how to maintain a strong password. Use a strong password Use a generation password generator tool. Don't use the username admin or the password. Use a plugin, limited login plugins. Use the password management tool or any device like Evoco, for example. Okay. Okay. The second thing is in the subject of preventing for any hacking or security. We talked about theme, plugin, web hosting. We talked about how web hosting is so important. Also maintain a strong password. Then use a backup plugin. So the backup can also be done from your hosting provider, or you can use a plugin for a backup. I recommend a plugin called Updraft Plus. They do have a free version and also a paid version. You can stick with the free one right now and set up some type of a monthly schedule, okay, to basically back up your website on your local machine, Google Drive, Dropbox, or your hosting service. Anywhere you want to, you can definitely do that, okay? So that goes for Updraft Plus. Item Security also have a backup buddy, which is another good company. But check out Updraft Plus, okay? And now we're going to talk about security plugins. So there's Securi, item Security, Word Defense. You can pick any. You don't have to use all three of them. Just pick one. I would say Securi, because they do have a free version and they also have a paid version with a firewall service. So what happens when you get hacked, they will go ahead and actually recover everything on your behalf. So that's a good service to have, especially if you want to pay like a monthly fee to have your website sit behind a firewall through the Securi service. Okay, so make sure you use a security plugin. I'm going to share some of the links on security plugin. Let me share these with you. 1 second. Security plugins. Okay, let's see. So check out item security and also check out Securi. It's actually still one of my favorite because you can do so much stuff with Securi. Okay, so that's when it comes to having a security plugin. Okay, so again, we're still talking about the prevention, attitude or behavior or technique or practice before you get hacked. So we talked about, again, I'm repeating myself again, we talked about the themes, plugins, web hosting, managing a strong password, backup plugin, having a security plugin, and also having an audit plugin. So the audit plugin basically will help you to audit some of the logs on the back end of your website to see how many fake tracking comes to your site or how many people plan to log in. So you can use this awesome tool called WP Security Audit Log. Okay, they don't have. I don't know if they have free version. You might want to try. If they have a free, they do have. No, they don't have a free version, but this will cost you like probably $100 a year one domain. So check it out if you want to invest in that. It's a really good tool to have, especially if you want to audit the backend. So this is one of the powerful tools to have if you do want to maintain super security, and that is called the I'm going to post it here, the WP Security Auditing.com. Okay, let me also post it here. All right, so we talked about those. Now when it comes to the theme specifically, make sure you avoid free themes. If you're going to use a premium themes, there's so many great premium themes out there, like StudioPress, Thrive Theme, Theme Forest, Elegant Theme. That's the one that have the the Divi themes part of the Elegant theme, right? Make sure that any inactive themes has to be removed from the back end of your WordPress. Make sure that all the themes are up to date. Okay. You can use, unfortunately, WordPress doesn't have any feature where anytime it requires an update, you will get a notification. It doesn't have any feature like that. So you have to use a plugin called the WP Update Notifier. So anytime WordPress release an update for the core WordPress element or for the themes of the plugin, you are going to get an email saying that, okay, these things need to be updated, so you can go back and make the changes. Okay. You can also disable what we call the file editing. So in the theme area and the plugin area on the sidebar of your dashboard, when you click on the theme, scroll all the way down, there's an option called editor. This is the area where you can mess with the coding. So if you're not a programmer or a developer, you might want to make sure that that option is hidden, or you can use Sakuri plugin to hide it. Oh, okay. Or you can use some sort of coding. Again, talk to your developer so they can go ahead and make those changes so nobody can have access to the editing option of the theme. You have to apply the same rule with the plugins. Don't try to use tons of free plugins. If you are going to use a premium, make sure that they have a good track record, good reviews and whatnot. Remove any inactive plugins. Use backup plugin, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, the Updraft Plus. Use that one, and make sure that all the plugins are up to date, and also disable the editing portion of the plugin so nobody can mess with those. Okay. All right. So everything I mentioned so far right now, basically a basic practice on how to keep your site secure or before it gets hacked, right? But Jason's question is, what if you get hacked? Then how can we recover? All right, how can we resolve this issue? So to do that, let me share with you a couple of tips and see, maybe some of them you can do it by yourself, and some of them, unfortunately, probably you can't, right? So for example, let's see, I'll have my notes right here. The first thing is, of course, hire a professional, right? I mean, especially with our company, we do a service where when new website gets hacked, we have teams of developers that can log into your hosting, track the malware, remove it manually, do the update, and clean it up. So that's the first option. But if you're under a budget, you don't have the fees, whatnot, then use a third-party services. You know, like you can use Sakuri to run a check. You can use an awesome company called WP Fixit. Okay, WP Fixit. This company, one of my friends, Jared Gucci from California, who started this business, and they offer an amazing service, not just in terms of security or fixing any hacking issue, but also to maintain the health and the security of your website. And they're super affordable. So let me share the link for you right here. This is my affiliate link. Okay, so check out WP Fixit, awesome company, great service. You can look at several of the services. And like I said, they're super affordable. Okay. So go with either hire professional, use a third-party company like Sakuri, WP Fixit, or you can also use a company called Mailcare. So what Mailcare does, it goes through your whole website and it finds the malware, it finds the infections and removes it for you. Again, that's another option for you. So you can look at WP Fixit, you can look at Sakuri, or you can look at Mailcare. So let me go ahead and share this awesome tool. Okay, Mailcare is an awesome service you can use to help you, Jason, resolve that malware issues. Okay. So that was tip number one, hire professional. Tip number two, use a third-party services like Sakuri, Mailcare, or WP Fixit. Tip number three, you want to identify the hack. So the question you need to ask is that, are you able to log in to your WordPress through the admin area? You know how you have the domain.com/wp-admin. Are you able to view that? Are you able to log in from there, right? If you try to log in from there, does it take you to the back end of the dashboard, or does it take you to somewhere else? Or does it take you to a like indecent website? You see what I'm saying? Or if you try to log in, Google Chrome gives you this red message saying that the website is not secure, right? So that's how you try to identify exactly what the problem is. Because if you're able to log in from the WordPress panel, then the issue could be on the server side. Make sense? So you do that. So that's number three. Number four, just basically check with your web hosting. Call the web hosting company, tell them, hey, can you check the site? Is there any issue? Am I hacked? So what's going on, right? So that's number four. Number five, if you already remember in the beginning, I talked about Updraft Plus plugin, the backup plugin. If you set up the backup plugin to a time frame, let's say you got the website live for 6 months and you set up on the first date, then you can take it back to that first date. The only issue that you probably lose some of the content that you wrote over 6 months, right? Unless there's another way to back it up. Let's see. And number 6, use the malware scanning removal that I shared with you, the malware scanning removal, which is the mailclear.com. And number 7, use a plugin called Theme Authenticity Checker. So this plugin basically, what it does, once you install on the back end, it will go through the whole of your theme, and it will tell you exactly where the problem is. If everything is okay, or if there's some sort of malware or hacking malicious code, it will let you know. Okay. And the last but not least is update your password. Okay, so this is the process, Jason, on how to, in case that you get hacked from the user or possible hack, this is how you fix it. You hire a professional. If not, use the third-party tool, Security, Mailcare, or WP Fix It. Identify the hack, check with the web hosting, use the backup tool, use the Mailcare plugin to check everything, and also use the theme authenticity checker. Just go to the WordPress.org or the backend of your WordPress dashboard and download and install this plugin, and just make sure that once it finds the issues, just go ahead and update the password. Okay, so that's it. It is 10:22 p.m. Central Time. That was an awesome question from Jason. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, brother. Hopefully this answered your question and more, because I added more stuff that I wanted to make sure that everyone knows how to practice prevention. Then after you practice the prevention and it still happens, then you're gonna follow the other of the tips that I basically mentioned today. Okay, so that's it, folks. You all have any more question about WordPress self-hosted security practice? Do you have any question about these tools that I shared? If you all enjoyed this live streaming and found it beneficial, please do me a favor, go ahead and invite, tag, or share this live streaming. I'd highly appreciate it. Okay, it is 10:23. I don't see any more questions. Let me know if you still have any more questions, please. Let's see. Okay, folks. Looks like nobody else has any more questions. I'll go ahead and end this session for tonight. And again, as usual, if you all have any more questions, any other topic you want me to cover, leave it on the comment section. I'd highly appreciate it. If you're watching this as a replay, type in the comment section that this is a replay, or just type the word replay. Okay. All right. I thank you all very much for tuning in. You all have an amazing night, and then definitely I'll see you guys back tomorrow, hopefully around 9 p.m. Today I was a little bit late. I started around 10. Just came out of town. You know what I mean? Okay. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye for now.